Hey, I'm Brandon, and today we're checking out the Alpinestars Morph Sport gloves coming in at $140. These are going to be a 2-season hot weather riding glove geared towards sport and street riders alike. Now, they're utilizing a few different materials. We've got Rideknit in here, we've got a tech weave material, which I'll get into more in just a moment, and then we've got some goat leather on the inside of the palm here. So excellent amount of abrasion resistance. They are certainly very comfortable, but speaking of comfort, I do want to talk about the overall fit before I get rolling here. The fit is pretty important, obviously, right? So I measured just over 8.75 inches around the full circumference of my hand. I typically wear a size large in pretty much all of my gloves. I'm wearing a large now, but I've got a lot of extra room in here personally. So I would personally hop down to a size medium. If you're in between two sizes and you're not sure, I would highly recommend going with the smaller option. I've got some excess material around the fingers, and then I've got some additional wiggle room around the base of the hand. But I just wanted to show you this is my typical glove size and how it's kind of fitting here. And the entry is very easy to get in and out. They are comfortable in this way, but I'd certainly want them a bit more snug. So again, reference your sizing chart, get your measurements. If you fall in between, definitely go with the smaller option. And honestly, for me, I'd still go that full size down to a size medium. So that's my note there with the overall fit on these particular gloves. At $140, these gloves will ship to you for free, and of course we do have our price match policy in place that's there to ensure that you're getting the best deal around, so take advantage of that. Starting at the wrist, we've got some Rideknit material right here. It's flexible, it moves very well, it makes entry very easy, but I'm worried that this is going to fray and kind of start falling apart over time with regular use. I've had that happen in the past, but this Rideknit material it's pretty stout, it's pretty strong, so maybe it'll withstand the abuse that I certainly provide for my gear. And then we've got a little bit of protection right here at the exterior here. It's not quite the ulna, but a little bit of protection around the palm area. A little bit of stretch right here on the top. And then we do have a combination, what I mentioned before, of that tech weave material. You can kind of see some of that tech weave surrounding the knuckle and throughout the gloves, on the fingers and things like that. The tech weave, it's stronger, it's more low profile, and it provides better breathability and some of the other options. So it helps reduce a lot of the bulk and helps with the overall breathability. It's a newer material that Alpinestars is using, and then we'll probably see that throughout the line there with their gloves. The knuckle is also new. This is something new for 2022. They'll probably see in a few different options. I know the Halo, I'm a big fan of that particular glove that's utilizing this same knuckle. It's very flexible, it's very comfortable as you open and close your hand. Got some foam padding underneath there, but it is fused to the top of the glove. So I'm a little bit anxious to see, how long that actually holds up. Is that going to fall apart? Because we're used to, having knuckle protection stitched on top of the glove. So that helps with the overall integrity, and maybe this will last quite a long time, but I kind of just feel like I can get my fingernails underneath there and start pulling it away. So I'm anxious to see how long this is actually going to hold up with regular use and riding. The thumb itself, a little bit of perforation with that goat leather, a little bit of stretch you can see right there on the inside of the thumb. And you do get touch tech capability with the index finger as well as the thumb. It works really well on these particular gloves. So we continue working our way down the fingers here. A little bit of stretch right there on the index as well as the middle finger. Those are your trigger fingers as you're manipulating your controls. And then we've got this bridge right here as well. Some people like this, some people not so much. I mean, technically you could just snip it right down the line there if you really wanted to. But the theory is that it's going to help that pinky. It's going to give it some additional support by being bridged up with this other finger. However, some may argue that, well, if I was going to break my pinky or snag it on something, well, now I'm pulling this finger along with it. So to each their own there. We see this from time to time with that bridge, but that's what it's associated with, to just help provide some additional strength and integrity for your pinky finger. Now, working our way to the inside, as I mentioned, index finger and the thumb are going to get that touch tech capability. Works seamlessly, no problems there. And then we've got some digital goat on the inside of the palm as well. This is all goat leather right here, so excellent abrasion resistance. And it's like a thin leather, so you can feel your controls. It doesn't get all thick and bulky or anything like that. I really love this stretch. I really like the Alpinestars implementing that pretty much across the line there. It just helps with the overall flexibility of the thumb. It doesn't feel restrictive or too snug in this particular area. So I always like seeing that stretch right there at the crook of the thumb there. And you can see we've got some foam padding here towards the base of the palm just to give you some additional integrity there. When you're coming off of the bike, instinctively we put our hands out in front of us to brace for impact. So it's nice to have that little extra bit of protection there. And then we've got some coverage around that outer seam seam. Certainly something I'm always going to be looking for with my gloves, because in the event of a low side, your hands are right there and they're going to meet the ground pretty quick in this particular area. So it's nice to have that additional reinforcement. Simple Velcro tab towards the wrist, very straightforward design. Again, the overall fit, a little bit generous. I'd go down a size for me personally. I'm anxious to see how well this holds up long term, but I do like the Tech Weave material here. It is very low profile and overall breathability, and it does provide excellent amount of strength and integrity here. But again, I want to see how this Knuckle holds up long term. So very comfortable glove. If you're in between two sizes, again, go down to that smaller option. I think you'll be very happy with that. If you're looking for more details, click that info button. That'll take you over to the product page. And as always, if you have any additional questions about these particular gloves, please don't hesitate to reach out. Give our customer service team a call. They're all riders, more than happy to get you pointed in the right direction. Thanks for hanging out for a bit, taking a closer look at the Alpinestars Morph Sport gloves. I'm Brandon. Keep it pinned.